Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. It is January 30th. Lisa, Lydia, Scott here with you this morning on our way to an awesome afternoon. I have some frost and fog to talk about this morning, but first I want to remind you, of course, we're live on Facebook every weekday morning. It stays on your Facebook feed, though, throughout the day, so you can watch it whenever it works best for you, or listen to it as a podcast. You can find that at inform.com/podcast. Just look for the Inform Minute.
All right, we will get to that big breaking news out of Washington, D.C. after a little bit, but first, let's talk about something good. The weather today is going to be very nice.
We have a keeper of a January day. Sunshine, not much for wind, temperatures 30s to near 40 this afternoon.
Wow.
It's going to be great outside. Sidewalks will be busy, walking the dog, all of that. It'll feel like spring with some melting going on. Because we have had some melting over the past few days, and now with a clear sky and a light wind this morning, I do have areas of fog. Grand Forks has turned kind of soupy this morning. A lot of this mainly to the north of Highway 2 in terms of visibility issues. Down to the south, we don't have fog, but we do have frost. And so all that water vapor that's been released from the snowpack and put into the atmosphere is now being redeposited onto colder surfaces like your windshield. DOT is also reporting a few frosty roads right along Highway 2 from Larimore over to Lakota and then down through about Cooperstown, Findlay area. So there could be a couple of slick spots there. As the sun gets higher in the sky, the fog goes away, the frost goes away, and we get all of that beautiful weather for today. Soak it up, enjoy it. Clouds start to roll in late tonight. That leads to a cloudy day for tomorrow. Wind becomes due north and sends in colder air. 10 to 20 miles an hour for your wind tomorrow, so it's got a good bite, a good speed to it, and then your temperatures are only in the teens for your highs. Wind chills likely in the upper single digits in the warmest part of the day. That will feel much different after having pretty much a week here of 30s and even a couple of days in the 40s. So colder for tomorrow. Tomorrow night into Saturday is when we watch out for our next chance of snow, really focused north of I-94 Highway 10, but some of that snow, of course, could seep its way to the south. Your highest accumulations will be to the north. Right now, I'm thinking something 1 to 3 inches for those accumulating spots. Fargo closer to that like trace to 1 inch range as of right now. As the system develops and moves in, it might change its track a little bit, so we'll watch that. Not a big snow, no matter what you do see. I do expect a little bit of blowing snow, especially into Sunday. Wind flips around to the northwest, 15 to 25, gusting 30 to 35, and so that can cause some visibility issues. And just some of that snow kind of going across the road as you head into Sunday. So even after the snow is done by Sunday morning, we still have some travel impacts into Sunday. Not a shutter downer kind of system, but not fun to drive through if you do have one of those snow showers and the wind and then the blowing snow impact on Sunday. All of those regular January winter-like things. Just keep an eye on what's going on out there for any of your travel plans throughout the course of the weekend. Next week is colder, high temperatures in the single digits, overnight lows back below 0.
Bummer.
After getting full spring this week, things do change next week.
Get out, enjoy it while you can today.
Yeah. I haven't worn my winter coat all week.
It's been nice, right?
And it's gonna have to come back out.
Eventually.
Next week, Monday is that slap of reality. On a Monday morning when we wake up sub-zero.
Oh, man. All right. Well,
The timing on that. Well, happening today, we want to give you a heads up. Another lane closure on I-94 that could impact your commute, especially if you're listening to us right now, about to head out the door. You might want to take a different route. This time, it's a westbound lane of I-94 that's closed. The lane closure is from Cheyenne Street to the 38th Street exit. Crews are once again working on some guardrails in that area. Speed limits reduced to 45 miles per hour. You should expect delays. Work should wrap up by about 3:30 this afternoon.
yeah, and if you had to go through that area yesterday during the morning commute time, it was very backed up on the east side. So, plan accordingly if you need to drive through that area. The man accused of a deadly hit and run in Fargo is due in court today. 23-year-old Alex Cruz is accused of hitting 36-year-old Robin Kraus as she was crossing the street next to the 52nd Avenue Walmart. Kraus later died at the hospital. He is charged with leaving the scene of a deadly crash and driving under suspension.
Today, a Fargo man will also be in court after the Red River Valley SWAT team arrested him on charges connected to an incident that happened last month. 36-year-old Paul Pelaez is facing aggravated assault, rape, and terrorizing charges. He's being held in the Cass County Jail. We are still working to learn more about the incident that happened in December that he was arrested for.
35-year-old Jamal Ahmed will be in court today. He's charged with second-degree murder. According to court documents, Ahmed shot and killed 37-year-old Frankie Torres in July near MSUM. He faces up to 40 years in prison.
North Dakota's former governor could officially become the next Interior Secretary as soon as today, possibly. The Senate voted 78-20 to advance Burgum's nomination on Wednesday. A spokesperson for U.S. Senator John Hoeven's office tells us that a final confirmation vote will likely happen either today or tomorrow.
Big breaking news this morning out of the nation's capital. It's been all over the national airwaves. You talked about it a lot on First News. It's going to continue to be talked about all day long. There are no expected survivors after a midair crash over Washington, D.C. A military helicopter and an airplane ran into each other and fell into the Potomac River. Officials say crews have recovered at least 27 bodies from the plane and 1 from the helicopter. In total, 67 people went down in the crash. So stick with us and ABC News for updates on this breaking news throughout the day.
So many heartbreaking stories coming out of that, and so many unanswered questions. So very early in the investigation as well. Hot Mike with John Mizzo coming up 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra this morning. For the first time in over 40 years, Randy Hedberg won't be on a football field this fall. The former Bison quarterback Easton Stick will join the show to discuss what his old coach means to him. So we're hearing a lot of great things about Coach Hedberg right now. Plus the rivalry resumes in Fargo tonight with the Jackrabbits coming to town. SDSU's head coach Eric Henderson will preview that NDSU-SDSU matchup.
Big one.
Hot Mike is on from 9 to 11.
Don't forget, for just 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, get it all access past Inforum.com. Just go to Inforum.com/subscribe to check out the deal.
Join us for our next newscast coming up this morning at 11, and then this afternoon starting at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10.
First News is back tomorrow morning from 5 to 7, so be sure to join us then.
Have a great day, everyone.